Easy English Reading.
The Farmer and the Boy. One morning, a farmer met a boy and asked him, "Do you want a job?" "Yes, I do," said the boy. "Then can you give me a good character?" asked the farmer. "Yes, I can give you a good character," said the boy. "It's from Mr. Muggs, the shopkeeper. My last job was with him." "Well," said the farmer, "go and ask Mr. Muggs to come and see me. I will wait here." 5 minutes passed, 10 minutes. Mr. Muggs did not come. Later that afternoon, the farmer saw the boy again. "Mr. Muggs did not come to me with your character," said the farmer. "No, sir," replied the boy. "I did not ask him to come." "Why not?" asked the farmer. "Well, I told him who wanted him," said the boy. "Well?" asked the farmer. "Well, then he told me your character," explained the boy. A good lesson. Once, a rich lady invited a famous artist to her house. The artist's name was Corny. She asked him to sing for her guests. She did not invite him to dine with them. She ordered dinner for him downstairs with all the servants. The artist was very pleased. He ate well, and after dinner he rose and addressed the company. "Now, my good friends," he said, "I would like to sing to you." The servants were very pleased, of course, and he sang to them. There was no piano, but he sang to his audience for half an hour without it. At 10 o'clock, the lady asked the artist to come to the drawing room. Coney went there. All the guests were already seated in the drawing room and waiting for him. "We're ready, Mr. Corny," said the hostess. "Ready for what?" asked Corny. "For your songs," replied the hostess. "But I have sung already," replied Corny, "and I cannot sing twice in one evening." "You have already sung tonight, but when did you sing, and where?" "An hour ago downstairs." "But that is impossible," cried the hostess. "I thought it a little strange that you were not there," said Corny, "but you know, I always dine with the company I sing for." And with these words he left the drawing room. About advice. Not all advice is good. I have a friend who likes to give advice. He also thinks a lot about rational nutrition. One day he brought me something in a packet. "What is it?" I asked. "Open it and see," he replied. I opened it and looked, but could not understand what it was. "It's tea," he explained. "Oh," I said, "I thought it was snuff." "Well, it's not exactly tea," he went on. "It's a kind of tea. You take 1 cup of it, just 1 cup, and you will never take any other kind of tea. Will you take it?" "Thank you," I said. "I will be very happy to take it." He was quite right. I saw it very well when I took just 1 cup. I felt that after this tea I would not drink any other tea. In fact, I felt that I did not want anything. I just wanted to die quietly. He came to see me a week later. "Do you remember the tea I gave you?" he said. "Oh, yes, I remember it very well," I replied. I can still feel it in my mouth. "Did it upset you?" he asked. "Yes, it did at the time," I replied. "But it is all right now." He thought for a moment. "You're quite right," he replied. "It was snuff, a very special snuff from India." "I can't say I like it," I said. "I made a mistake," he continued. "I mixed up the packets." "Well, you will not make another mistake," I said. "At least not with me, because I promise I will never follow your advice in the future." The early days of telephone. I think the telephone is a really useful thing. All businessmen say so. But maybe I do not know how to use it, or I am too nervous. I once lived for a month in a room with a telephone, and I must say it was a very hard life for me. Imagine you want to see a man who lives near your house. You can put on your hat and go to his house in 5 minutes. But you look at the phone. You think it would be better to ring him before you go. You ring several times, but there is no answer. You get very angry and sit down to write a letter to the company. You want to ask them why their girls don't answer. But then you try to phone again, and this time you get an answer. You shout, "Why don't you answer? I rang 20 times in the last half hour." This is not true, of course. You have only rung 6 times, but you are very angry. "I will write to the company. I pay a lot of money for the phone, and I get no answer when I ring. Why is that?" You have finished. Now you wait for the answer. And finally it comes from very, very far away. What are you saying? I cannot hear what you're saying." "I say, I have rung 20 times and I cannot get an answer. I will write to the company about this." "What do you want?" "Don't stand so close. I can't hear what you're saying. What number?" "I don't ask for a number. I say, why don't you answer when I ring?" 800 and what? You cannot repeat your question, so you say you want the number 4576. 4976, says the girl. "No, 4576. "Did you say 76 or 67? 67? No, I say 76. No, wait a minute. I don't know what I want now." "Well, you must know," says the young lady. "I can't wait here all morning." So you look up the number again in the book, repeat it, and finally she tells you that you are connected. Then you wait for a few minutes. "Are you there?" you call out several times, and then, oh, how happy you are. You hear a voice answering, "Yes, what is it?" "Oh, are you 4576? "What? Are you 4576, Williamson?" "What? Who are you?" 819 Jones. "Bones?" "No, Jones. Are you 4576? "Yes, what is it?" "Is Mr. Williamson at home?" "Is what? Who are you?" "Jones. Is Mr. Williamson at home?" "Who?" "Williamson. Will I am son." "You're the son of what?" "I can't hear what you're saying." Eventually, he understands that you want to know if Williamson is at home, and he says, "So you can at least hear, we'll be at home in the morning." So you take your hat and go to his house. "I've come to see Mr. Williamson," you say. "I'm very sorry, sir," is the reply, "but he's not at home." "Not at home? But you just told me on the phone he'll be at home all morning." "No, it was. He won't be home all morning." You go back to your room, sit down in front of the telephone and look at it. What can you do? Nothing. So it is when you want to use the phone from your end, but it is no better when someone calls you. You are working hard and you have told them to leave you alone. Then you hear the phone ring. At first, you do not move. You think that maybe they will get tired and leave you alone, but that is not their way. The bell keeps ringing. Then you answer angrily, "What is it? What do you want?" No answer, just a murmur. In a moment, you hear the voices of 2 men swearing at each other. You say several times, "Are you there?" "I am here." "Well?" Then the girl asks you what you want. "I don't want anything," you reply. "Then why are you talking?" she says sternly. "You're not allowed to pay with that thing." You get very angry and explain that someone called you. "Who called you?" she asks. "I don't know." "Why don't you know?" she asks. You put the receiver down and go back to your chair, but the bell rings again. You come back and ask who it is and what they want. "Don't talk so loud, we can't hear you. What do you want?" is the reply. "I don't want anything. What do you want? Why are you calling me? Please leave me alone if you can." "We can't get Hong Kong at 7-4. "Well, I'm not asking you about them." "Do you want Zulus?" "What are you talking about?" you say. "I don't know what you mean." "Do you want Zulus at 73.5? "I don't want it at 6 pence. What are you talking about?" "Hong Kong." We can't get them at 74. Oh, half a minute. The half a minute passes. Are you there? Yes, but you're talking to the wrong man. We can get Hong Kong in 74 and a half. I'm telling you, you are talking to the wrong man. I told you once. Once what? Why, that I am the wrong man? I mean that you are talking to the wrong man. Who are you? 819, Jones. Oh, aren't you 198? No. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye. How can a man sit down at his desk and write a book after that?